Welcome to part 2 of our short course on how to create database entries. Uh, this video is about creating your first database for use with the OLI software. And once again, we have pre-launched the OLI Databook tool, and we're going to create a new one. And like any good Windows program, there is a new button here, but you can go into the menu button. That's just this big symbol here. And you can create new as well. For our particular example, we're going to create a mixed solvent electrolyte, or the hydronium ion database. This is actually the future of OLI. All of our new databases will be created in this framework, but you could have created ones in the old traditional hydrogen ion based framework, which we call AQ, or a subset of the advanced database called MSC SRK. But for this example, we're going to use the MSC model. We do need to give the data bank a unique name. This will actually be the name that's stored on disk. And it's important for us to undergo a few rules here. And the rule I'm going to show you is here. This is the database folder that we use for all of the OLI software. And it's stored in your documents folder, in a folder called My OLI Cases, and in a folder called Databanks. The rule is that the database name, the first 3 characters, must be unique in this folder. There can be no overlap. Here, so whatever you pick, go to your databanks folder and make sure that the name you're going to use is unique for the first 3 characters. For example, the reason I have 2 databases here called Patch is because they're 2 versions. One is an expanded version of the other, but I wanted to keep them separate so users would know that they're different. So I have one O1 patch and O2 patch, and you can see that the first 3 characters are actually different in those names. For this particular example, since it is a special database, we're going to call it user 01 as our database. And the actual name could be, this is a user database for the on the video short course. And you can give even more data here. You should also give it a version number. It auto defaults to the current build of the software, which is 11.0.1. But if you wanted to have multiple versions for that, you can. We're going to use the default here. You could also encrypt your database with a password. We recommend you don't do that during database development, because if you forget the name of the password, there is no way to reset it. Okay, this is a one and done. If you don't know the password, you cannot fix it. So there's no way to decrypt the database once encrypted. Once you're done and you're ready to deploy it, you can then encrypt it at that point. But we recommend you don't encrypt your databases when you start. So I'll go ahead and click Save here. It'll actually ask me where I'm going to put it, and there you can see once again it's in that same folder, and it's the user 01 database. And it's going to do a little bit of thrashing as it writes to the disk, and it's done. And now we're ready to create some species. If you remember from the previous video, the species of interest is silver phosphate. And from a stoichiometric point of view, that is Ag3PO4. And we're going to do that in this species database. We're going to actually cover that in a slightly different video once we're all set up to go, but we're ready to start. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and save our content. It's already saved. And then exit the software. And we'll go on and create the new video in just a few, in the next session. Thank you for watching.